Chapter 2, Part 4. Geopolitical borders matter on the real-world network. Governments can, if they so choose, refuse connections originating from other nations. They can also, and probably have at one time or another, cut the fiber optic cables running across the seafloor, or taken their network of satellites out of orbit in order to physically restrict access. The digital world has no such borders, which is something of a security issue, to put it mildly. What the SOC is about to do, a hack into the X-Nation's servers and commit cyber terrorism, is illustrative of that issue. Their defense? That codecrackers just like them, but under a dictatorship, which is bad, have done the same. Lugamon tore through the digital world at the speed of light. What do you think Tartarus will do once they have the state's secret Mega Digimon? AG asked. The Adramon, mind-linked to Marvin, pulled further out in front. They were operating in teams of 2, with each pair approaching from a different direction. What do you mean, have? Marvin shot back. Well, the orders are to capture it, right? Not destroy it. Stealing the head of a multinational terrorist organization's prized pet Digimon was going to be way harder than simply killing it. AG, look, you're more interested in Tartarus, in the whole SOC organization, than you are in this operation, aren't you? AG could hear the hesitation in Marvin's voice. Well, man, this operation has been all I can think about. I didn't even sleep last night. I'm gonna slip up and draw attention to us, 'cause I'm too tired. Can we please focus on the mission first? Marvin suddenly felt that he'd clearly overestimated AG's abilities. Which is good news for me, AG the spy, but still. Thank you, Mindlink. Thank you, Professor Ryusenji, for that and so much more. I've known Tartarus the longest out of all of us at the top. We go back to the founding of the SOC. Well, hello there, old-timer. But even I only know half of Tartarus' story. I'm sure there are plenty of reasons to go after a state-secret Digimon. There, on the other side of the wall, Marvin said, as he and Adramon looked down. AG lowered Lugamon's gaze too. What they saw looked like a planet amid a sea of stars, with a surface not unlike the Earth's crust. The digital world, which no one had ever set foot inside, lay beyond the firewall, deep down below them. Then again, the digital world wasn't exactly below them either. The constructions of the real and digital worlds were completely different. If we were to lay it all out, AG guessed it would look like a gigantic, sprawling space colony. There were Digimon living in there, though, and likely in far better conditions than what he'd seen in the wall slum. The depths beyond the firewall, AG repeated in wonder. One theory about Tartarus' identity is that they're a researcher trying to reach the digital world, which would make them like Professor Ryusenji. Was that why they needed such a powerful Digimon? Is Tartarus trying to bust through the wall? AG gave voice to the question he backed himself into. Maybe. There wasn't a satisfying answer. They're no ordinary codecracker. They're taking on challenges in the digital world, looking for something. Always looking for something. Marvin trailed off. Anything in particular? Not money or fame, obviously. The freedom everyone on the team talks about? AG posited. Could be, or a piece of the network on which to build their own country, Marvin said. A country on which to raise an army of hackers that would commit cyber terrorism on governments around the world, AG guessed. He caught something out of the corner of his eye. Vortex! He shouted. He spied one spinning up on the firewall's surface. Indeed, a small one though, Lugamon informed him, and no sooner had the words been spoken than the vortex disappeared. The 9th district would be safe for another day. Whew, that's good. That's the source of them. The Dragon's Triangle type area I told you about. No one is allowed near it, Lugamon continued. These vortexes are a huge threat. If codecrackers like us get sucked into them, there's nothing we, or our remote-controlled Digimon, can do to escape, Marvin explained, uttering a little incantation under his breath that AG assumed was some sort of way to keep it from ever happening to him. So, those vortexes, AG said, turning his attention back to Marvin. Has anyone been brave enough to dive into one? What codecracker hasn't found a vortex they want to dive into? Marvin said with a mischievous grin. But there are gaps in the firewall, right? And if that's what's keeping us from exploring the depths of the digital world? AG trailed off, hoping Marvin would see what he was implying. I'm sure countless codecrackers have sent their Digimon into those things. AG pictured storm chasers sending sensors into a tornado, or scientists launching probes to investigate the surface of a harsh and unforgiving planet. The vortexes, and the depths of the digital world, were drawing in everyone's curiosity and tickling their sense of adventure. And what happened to them? If any lucky codecrackers managed to return from the depths with a trove of interesting data, I haven't heard about it. Marvin's story wasn't any different from Lugamon's. Your corporeal form might survive, but your consciousness would not, was the wording Lugamon used, if memory served. True, the digital world system administrator won't let anyone from the real world intrude, AG said, finishing the rest of Lugamon's thought aloud. If the system administrator really exists, it's not a form we can conceive of, Marvin said flatly. So, you don't know anything about it? I doubt that Professor Ryosenji guy even knows. All I know are the rumors about the elite codecrackers who mind-linked with their Digimon and dove into one of those vortexes, Marvin said wearily. What happened to him? Dear my aid, Marvin said tartly. Missing, of course, AG muttered. He felt a shiver work its way through him. Mind-linking definitely afforded a performance boost, but if the mind-linked Digimon were incapacitated, the hacker partner could easily blow past the time limit and become DMIA. Worse, if the Digimon died, their Digicore along with the human consciousness fused to it would be destroyed too. There's a story going around that says you'll catch a glimpse of the system administrator if you go through one. But like all good ghost stories, they say it kills you, Marvin said with a wry smile. Say what? You know, like all the old legends say. You burn up if you catch even a glimpse of the true face of a god, etc., etc., Marvin said, adding, just don't go near those vortexes. You won't like what comes out. This was an unwritten rule, even for the SOC. Okay then, noted, AG said quickly. Whatever fight they were about to get into in the X-Nation's server might visit death upon them too, whether they were ready for it or not. Living in the digital world's easier said than done, he grumbled. If that's what the hotshot codecrackers think, what chance do the rest of us have? You young kids are all style, no substance. Everything's gotta be a fun game to you, Marvin sniped, showing his age. Oh, you just wait until I put my game face on, AG shot back. Here's a little tip for you, Marvin snarled. Not a single person on any of the missions Tartarus led has ever DMIA'd. So, that's Tartarus' leadership credential. Not bad. Everyone must really trust Tartarus. They must have some charisma if they could organize an entire tech team within the SOC. That counted for something. Enough talk. It's time to launch our attack. Enemies will be all over us, Marvin said. They had to be ready for the counterattack. There was always a counterattack. AG instinctively flicked his virtual monitor aside and engaged his scanners. They were rising up toward the surface of the network seas. The islands and boats that represented real-world servers floated on the surface. Among them was the X-Nation server, the target of their attack. The outward appearance of the server was, in a word, gaudy. A statue of the dictator towered above them all in all its glory. We're really gonna go right into that old dude's statue? Eiji was suddenly reminded of the time he entered a giant Buddha statue in northern Kanto when he was a kid. Spinning needle! With a flap of its wings, Airdramon sent out a knife-like wave that moved down a horde of Digimon belonging to the X-Nation's defense forces. Soldiers in the dictator's own army. Professionals, though clearly not battle-tested. Howling fire! Hellfire poured from Lugamon's mouth, covering an entire street in unextinguishable flames and stopping the defense forces in their tracks. Nice one, Marvin said, tossing Eiji and Lugamon a compliment. Are you sure I should stay a rookie? Lugamon asked. Airdramon was a champion, and Lugamon clearly wanted to digivolve into Lugarmon so they could be on equal footing. We're a two-person team, and I want you to back me up. Stay a rookie so you can budget your mindlink time and get us out of the fight faster. The tool I sent you has a timer on it, right? Marvin replied. When Marvin said he could get anything Eiji needed, Eiji had requested some tools of Marvin's own making. Yeah, I see it on the bottom right, Eiji said, shifting his vision to the corner of his virtual monitor. The timer was ticking down pretty slowly, thanks to Lugamon remaining a rookie. Each tick was roughly a second. Marvin, the mindlink tools you made are awesome. They're so intuitive. Yeah, I'm glad I'm an engineer too, Marvin joked. Eiji could see exactly how much time he had left. 0 was the L line, so he wanted to finish his duties before he hit the C line, just to be safe. Airdramon was a champion, but this wasn't Marvin's first digital rodeo. Eiji reckoned they had more than enough time. Eiji, you, me, Airdramon, and Lugamon are the keys to this whole operation, Marvin barked. All the support teams are engaged in a full functional cyber attack on the server. Even the team trying to infiltrate this server is a decoy for you and me. We're gonna head straight for the secret Digimon, so do your best to conserve that mindlink time, Marvin said as they emerged from a wireframe tunnel. Real-world servers were about the least organic things Eiji had ever seen. They looked like a retro game from decades past. It was wild how much changed up the scenery. What I'm hearing is you and I are going to capture that beastly Mega Digimon. The resistance wasn't nearly as stiff as Eiji expected. The support teams must be doing a great job of keeping everyone busy. Something's up ahead, Lugamon said suddenly. A few moments later, Airdramon came to a stop at the end of a tunnel. It had been blocked off. That's huge! Eiji shouted, looking up at the door. It had to be 4-5 stories tall. You think that secret Digimon is on the other side of this? Nice work, Lugamon. I've got a good nose, Lugamon said. Busting through this lock is gonna be a pain. Marvin spat as Airdramon calculated the distance to the door. Nah, Lugamon said casually and approached the door. What are you doing? Eiji asked, unease seeping into his voice. Set your tool to decode, Lugamon commanded. Okay. Decode mode. The interface on Lugamon's forehead began to glow. Wait, what? Are you serious? Marvin yelped, stunned. In an instant, the progress bar leapt to 100% decrypted. The massive door unlocked, and the deep, mechanical rumbles of the massive door sliding open filled the tunnel. I guess I'm good at unlocking doors, Lugamon said, slightly surprised. Marvin's Airdramon did a quick twist in the air, in a show of appreciation. You two could probably rob the central bank's vault without breaking a sweat. Go check all the bank vaults in New York and tell me if they're really packed with gold bars, would you? Marvin joked. Yeah, pass. That'll get us arrested for sure, Eiji retorted, trying to hide his own astonishment at Lugamon's apparently infinite potential. The massive door to the X-Nation server was now wide open, revealing a vast, yawning darkness. From somewhere within rose a low, mechanical roar. Machine-Dramon, the X-Nation's state secret. Its criminal record included terrorism, wire fraud, cyber attacks on the networks of enemy nations, and a litany of other charges. This was humanity's greatest foe. It was a veritable Frankenstein's monster, built from the parts of various other cyborg-type Digimon. It was, in a word, massive. Entrance to an aircraft hangar massive. Its gleaming silver body recalled the counters of nature's most formidable carnivorous dinosaurs, and upon its shoulders rested the massive barrels of its infinity cannon. Machine-Dramon, Mega, Machine, Virus. Yo, this is too much, AG yelled, quaking with fear. Codecracker or not, AG was never going to take seeing his first Mega Digimon in stride, much less one he was supposed to help capture. It's nothing more than a dog on a chain, less even, Lugomon growled. What are you talking about? AG said incredulously. Look at it. It's held in place by a bunch of tools. Lugomon was right. Machine-Dramon was lashed to the docks of this massive hangar inside the X-Nation servers, bound hand and foot off by cuffs of code. The beast let out another series of low roars. Neither AG nor Marvin could tell what it was trying to say, but the roars didn't sound particularly angry, sad, or vengeful. They were lifeless. They won't let it live, but they won't kill it either. They're just wringing every available bit of power out of it. What a pathetic existence. Lugomon looked at Machine-Dramon with an unusual amount of sympathy. This was a fate Lugomon wouldn't wish on any creature. Marvin's Airdramon advanced. Hit it with all you got. Neji, back us up. Yeah, you got it, Eiji said uneasily. Airdramon, Digivolve. Airdramon began to glow. Its lower half turned serpentine, like the Nagas of ancient myth. Its upper half took on a muscular, more humanoid form, albeit half machine. It grew even larger than Aidramon's champion form, and its robotic armor trappings made it look even more like a soldier ready for war. Megadramon, Ultimate, Android, Virus. An Ultimate Megadramon? Eiji gulped. Marvin's Digimon had just upped the pressure significantly. The songsmith was ready to start the show. Ultimate Android Digimon are programs built to destroy. They're near-perfect computer viruses, able to infiltrate the most hardened network security en route to completely reformatting the host computer on which they're installed. The Megadramon's arms looked like massive demolition machines capable of tearing metal into scrap. It raised its arms, its three pincer-like fingers, opening to reveal the massive cannons hidden in its palms. Eradication attack! Missiles flew out of Megadramon's hands, landing all over Machine-Dramon, the blast tearing into the code, keeping it restrained. Hey, watch it! You're gonna kill it! Eiji screamed, his nerves jangling. The Machine-Dramon remained still. It couldn't move. Mega Digimon or not, it was completely under human control. Could it even still be considered a proper Machine-Dramon? Relax, I'm only targeting its restraints, Marvin said dismissively. It may be all chained up, but it's still a Mega Digimon. The only way we're gonna capture it is by force. By force? Gotta bust this thing out of its chains and use our own capture tool on time. Time to tear him up, Marvin growled, crossing Megadramon's arms. Ultimate Slicer! A cross-shaped slash briefly filled the air, shredding the data that held Machine-Dramon in place. That did it. Pop, crack, hiss, pop, pop, pop. Firework-like sparks filled AG and Lugamon's side. Electrostatic charges. The constant flickering and rumbling completely disoriented AG inside Lugamon's digicore. What the heck are those flashing lights? Electricity is the lifeblood of Digimon, but too much of it can overload their system and break them from within. In the absence of visuals, Lugomon turned to its nose. Mega deity Vexen. Did you say Mega? Eiji squeaked, his voice cracking as he took in the data on his monitor. There was another Mega Digimon in here. The light gradually faded. Lightning-like pulses of electricity danced along the walls as sparks leapt across the open air of the hangar. Whoosh! A rush of air. Neither Eiji nor Lugamon could believe what they were seeing. What the? No, Megadramon!